take projection.
Welcome everybody to Taking on Sports. I am TD. That is Greg. Greg, man, how you been? How's your holiday?
It was a good holiday. A nice just family time. And then other than the Rose Bowl, it's beautiful. But I think everybody feels that way as far as Alabama fans. How was yours?
About the same. Relaxing. Had a couple weeks off work and
Yeah.
chilled, family, all that good stuff. Like you said, other than the Rose Bowl, then for me, other last night,
Ah,
uh, that
yeah.
Ravens Steelers game. But yeah, it was. Yeah, other than my football teams letting me down, it was great, and watching the other football was great. That Sugar
Yeah,
Bowl. We'll talk
we
about
got a lot
that,
of
man.
great we got a lot of great football.
hmm
We had a
But
lot of excellent games. Yeah.
yeah, a lot of good sports going on all around. But let's start with our boys in Crimson. A
Oh God.
very disappointing end to when you step back at it, not a bad season at all. A
It
little
just
lower than
up and
maybe
down,
an
put you all
hoped,
over the
but
place.
hmm
It's a damn roller coaster ride. We had in a
hmm
way, his first two seasons have kind of been that way. We've had so many good things that have happened, but yeah, we've had so many down things that it's like, man, can we just get a little consistency, please?
yeah, it really is shocking. The highs and lows so far in the DeBoer era is just crazy, man.
Because the lows, I think that's my biggest issue with the whole thing is the lows aren't just you losing. It sucks when you lose, 38, 35, right? When we take
hmm
losses with Saban, it'd be a close loss.
right.
And it is what it is. It happens sometimes. But some of the Boer's losses, and I'm not saying it's all on him, but you got to figure out something. There's no way we should be getting blown out in these losses. Like some of these losses, it's not even a question if we're going to lose. We had the Oklahoma game last year. We
hmm
had that bowl game against Michigan. Not that
hmm
that mattered too much, but
Yeah.
still. This year, Florida State, the SEC championship game, the Rose Bowl, all trash. Like not even close. We're not even in the game in the fourth quarter. Like, what are we doing? That's my
Yeah.
biggest disappointment.
Yeah, especially just the way I don't want to say the players quit, but man, it definitely you
It
could tell
felt
they
like it.
just it was what we used to do to teams. It was a
Yeah,
joyless murder ball. We got murdered,
right.
and just you saw
Yeah.
the will to play just sucked out of that team, and the defense. Great start, 2 sacks on the first drive. I was
Man, I was thrilled. I was like, here we go.
mm,
I'm like, I
mhm,
like I know Indiana's a great team, and I'm not taking anything away from them at all. And a lot of
mhm,
people still are just because it's Indiana.
mhm,
Just the name Indiana, us old head, we don't correlate with football. But what they've done is amazing. So,
mhm.
man, I thought, man, we had a great start, man. We just got to keep that energy because no matter who we're playing, if we're playing to our ability, we could play with any and everybody. We may not beat everybody, but we can give everybody a hell of a game.
Right.
And I thought the way that game started, if we could get a little confidence moving the ball, they might be able to move the ball some, and but man, if we could just match them, we might, the longer we hang around, should get some confidence, and we might be able to pull that thing off.
hmm
And then from there, it just bottomed out badly.
Yeah, the dumb fourth down call
Dude,
early.
that that
Dumb to
at
even
that
go for it, but
at that point, I knew we were done.
yeah, like it's
And that's the bad thing. Like it shouldn't even be to that we, feel that because it's too early in the game. But you just had a sense that
yeah
it's
that
got.
he and I get it.
Like,
You're the
like the first
you,
the first time was cool. We're under center or whatever. Daniel Hill's under center. Indiana
hmm
calls the timeout. At that point, you probably just punt the ball. You know,
yeah
because they've had time to adjust. We come back out, And of course, Indiana's not going to jump. They're one of the most disciplined teams in America. That was not going to work. At that
Yeah,
point,
that
you
was.
definitely punt the ball. Punt the
Yeah, and
damn
they're
ball.
they're not only that, but they're going to notice Ty Simpson back there in a punt formation. Yeah,
Yeah.
like after that doesn't work, yeah, punt the ball. Like
Punt
I don't.
the damn
I wouldn't
ball.
go for it there, but I don't hate being aggressive in this game. You know, you're playing to
But you do
win.
it
You're
the
a big
first.
underdog, but it's too deep in your territory. It's too early, and if you're gonna run, run the
Run.
240-pound back straight ahead. Don't have
Daniel Hill,
them
run the
toss it to a
ball. Don't
receiver.
toss it
Yeah.
to anybody. Bernard should not have touched the ball. Daniel Hill, run, get the ball, bust it. If that's what we're doing, you go hard. Daniel Hill, you get us a yard, we move along. But
Yeah,
it was
because
just so
he.
much going on there from the timeout to the faking
Yeah.
it to coming back on the field and doing it all over again. And for that to end how it did in the most underwhelming fashion, I'm just like, my goodness, what are we
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah, and the defense tried, but a great throw and catch on that third down touchdown. After that,
You know, after
just
that, damn broke.
couldn't. Yeah, and then after that, it was just you saw the team just they took a couple punches and they weren't getting back up. And honestly, that's about all you can say about that game. It just got our ass whooping. I mean, that's
Yeah,
probably
it's
the worst
nothing.
I've seen an
If there were
Alabama
more
team get
games,
their ass whooped. Yeah. Oof.
if there's, it's one of them games. If you have more games to play, you just throw away that fucking tape. What can you learn from it? You just got your damn head knocked off. You
Yeah.
embarrassed yourselves, and it's top to bottom. Like, but you know, you hate it to see it, but you think about it too.
Mm-hmm.
Still a quarterfinal playoff.
Mm-hmm.
Still the Rose Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Not everything's terrible. It
No.
has a. I mean, you have long term in year two after Saban, it's not nearly as bad as what people may have imagined. Now, there's a delusional folks that thought it was going to be all exactly how it was,
Mm-hmm.
but we all know that's just, first of all, that's not how college football is anymore. Just because how the
Mm-hmm.
transfer portal works, how the NIL works, it's much more evened out, as we've seen, based upon look who's in the final for the playoffs. um, but what I've said to plenty of folks, when it comes to the greatness of Nick Saban, you cannot expect another man to do the exact same thing. Because if he were to come in and do the exact same thing, wouldn't that mean that Nick Saban's thing wasn't so great? you know, you don't
E-
become the GOAT just because
exactly.
it's easy to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now,
Uh.
Boris, to me, I mean, he stepped into a role that obviously nobody else was wanting to do. And he was man enough to say, hey, I'll be that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And so you got to respect him for that. And I like some of what's happened, but we just have to find consistency. Like,
No, for sure. That I think that's the big takeaway from the first 2 years of the Kalen DeBoer is we just need to find some consistency. It's one thing to lose games, it happens, and like you said, this Indiana team's great. This is like I don't see how they lose the national title now, but it's
anything's
football, so
possible.
that's out.
It's possible.
But but yeah, it's getting dominated like that. I mean, that's the worst ass whooping I've seen an Alabama team take since
And we've seen
that
some. And
that
we've
like
seen some.
'03 LSU game, man. Like, was
And
it
that
was
was
it
a great
'03?
LSU
Yeah,
team. And that was a national champion LSU team.
yeah. And that was a game that I know me and you was maybe the only game we left early as students when
Yeah.
Mike
I
Shula
mean,
decided to kick a field goal down 27-0 with like a minute left or
yeah.
whatever. Like instead of
Pistols.
going
I
for
don't know.
it was like fourth and
Oh,
one, fourth and goal from the one, right? And we
yeah.
kicked the field
It
goal.
was,
Yeah,
oh, yeah, because getting on the
yeah,
board mattered at that point.
yeah. But yeah, if you step back and look at the season, overall, 11-win season, appearance in the SEC title game, a win in Athens, wins over Tennessee, LSU, Auburn. You know that
Beat all
run
your
in the
rivals.
middle. Yeah, beat all your rivals. That run in the middle of the season with the 4 straight wins over ranked
You got
opponents.
your revenge on Tennessee,
Va-
Vanderbilt. You got your
yeah,
revenge against Oklahoma in the bigger of the two matchups. So there's a lot
exactly.
of to
A
take away from
seven
it.
Yeah, 17-point comeback win in a playoff game on the road,
Yeah.
in a quarterfinal appearance. You know, that's overall. If you look at that, then yeah, hey, that I call that a successful season. I think before the season we said that obviously it was playoff or bust, and then we didn't need to flame out in the playoffs, and we won a game and then lost to a higher seed, so it's not quite a flame out, but obviously the way things happen
Way things happen.
also matters. Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's a disappointing end for some guys, that won't be coming back either, because they're moving on to the pros or just
Spots.
done or transfers. Yeah,
Yeah,
which
because
we'll
the
get
transfer
to in a
portal
bit.
is going crazy.
Yeah, yeah, there. We'll get to that. But
Wow.
yeah, I'd say I don't know if necessarily we say the second year under DeBoer is a success, but it's not a
Not a
failure
failure.
either. Yeah,
It
it's
was. It was. The problem that we're running into right now is we, even us old heads that experience bad times, we've gotten spoiled to a certain point,
right.
and we expect a national title, or at least getting to the national title game. But we have to realize too, it's gotten much harder because you have to win at least what 3 games to win a national title minimum. You at least have to win the quarter, the semis, and then the national title game. So you're at least winning 3, and so I mean that's tough in itself. So with the 12-team playoff, NIL, the transfer portal, everything else that goes along with it, has evened out a lot of stuff. So I mean, the idea of dynasties, I think, is pretty much dead for a while, unless they change some things. I mean, people might figure something out, but right now, the idea of a dynasties, I think, are going to be far and few between. I mean, hell,
I
for a
agree.
while,
Yeah,
everybody
I
thought
agree.
Georgia was going to go on a 5-year run. you know,
Yeah, they were talking, that year, like, oh, they'll be the first team to win 3 straight titles since, what was that, like Minnesota in the 40s or whatever.
yeah,
And
and everybody was so sure about that.
yeah, it's kind of, we've talked about it many times on here, but it's not easy to do what Alabama did under Nick Saban.
Mhm.
They won 6 national titles in 11 seasons.
Yeah,
They won, however many top 4, top 10 finishes, all those crazy stats you have. That's not
consistent.
something that you can
Right?
just do, no matter how good your setup is. And maybe,
Absolutely.
maybe if it was still under the old rules, maybe Kirby could do it at Georgia, but it's not under the old rules. And
Right.
I think yeah, you're right. I think we're gonna see an end to dynasties for now. It's not
You're going
saying
to
the
see
team
good
can't
teams.
win. Yeah, we're going to see teams like this Indiana team. We're going to see really good teams like last year's Ohio State team, but it's just going to be harder and harder, especially with an expanded playoff, to win back-to-back titles or
Yeah,
multiple titles within a
yeah,
few-year stretch, with the
absolutely.
same core roster.
And really, I think that overall is no matter what people say negative about the transfer portal NIL, for your average fan that wants to see different things, or those that may not be deeply entrenched with one team, I I would think would be exciting as hell. Or you just get into college football, or
Right.
whatever the case may be. I mean, you're seeing. I mean, you got to think about this year. Your semifinals, 3 teams that have never even been won a national title.
Mm-hmm.
Another one that has been dormant for 20 years, for the most
Mm-hmm.
part. I mean, there's stories among stories for everybody involved.
2 teams. Ole Miss did win a title way back in 1960, 61, 62,
Is
something
it
like that.
is it
They do.
is it counted, or is it one of
Yeah,
them
no,
top?
no. It's. I think it's a legit counted one. Yeah. It's. I think it's a shared one, but I think it's a legit
Okay,
counted one. Yeah. But yeah, you got Indiana, obviously, one
Who's
of the
never had a
losingest
history. It
programs.
doesn't
Yeah.
matter what decade. There's never been.
Yeah.
It's not
Oregon,
like
who's, that the new
they've been
blood that's been trying, they've been close and they've been
they've been
close.
around. I mean, we've seen
Uh,
them for a
and
while
then
now.
obviously, like you said, Miami dormant. This is their best season in 2 decades, and they're trying to get back to their highs of the 80s and, early 2000s. So yeah, it's exciting. I was joking with friends. I was like, man, this is a PlayStation ass Final Four right now.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
this one shit you would sim, and you'd be like, how the hell did we get here?
yeah, right. But yeah, I think going back to Alabama, the season review, I think obviously, I think the defense that was the biggest positive. Oh,
Oh
spin
wow!
move.
Oh, really?
Oh, what
God,
a
they
hustle play in the
amazing.
FCS title game right now.
Listen, man,
Illinois State
Dylan
tying.
Miller, that was a hell of a
Yeah,
run.
shout out Dylan Lord, man. Some spin
My goodness,
moves, putting some boys in spin cycles. Hustle. Man, what an effort play right
man,
there.
that was that.
Five to go, and Illinois State has a chance to tie it up here with Montana State. But yeah, I think obviously defense is probably the biggest positive of this season.
Absolutely. And
Uh, you
shocking
know,
again, second year in a row, considering how we've heard about DeBoer's offense, and yet the defense
hmm
has been the most consistent of the two units.
yeah, yeah, outside, and really it was just outside of the Florida State game, when we got Gus Malzahn, but it's tough to put. We talked about the SEC title game, and you can't put that on defense because
No,
they were set up with 20-yard fields 3 times, and
no,
this game was even tough to put completely on defense. Obviously, you'd like to see him get a turnover, get some stops,
yeah.
but it's just tough when your offense is doing absolutely nothing,
I
man.
mean,
Like
what
you
we
get
have like
tired, you
30,
get
30 rushing
demoralized.
yards.
Yeah,
We had what less than two. What did we have? Right around 200 yards total for the game, if
yeah,
that.
it was rough. Yeah, I don't even know if we hit that. It was rough. It's
They had like 200 some on the ground.
Yeah, and,
I
and
mean,
that's
this
obviously you never want to see that from defense, and that's something going forward. I think we do need to address is defensive line as far as run stopping. I think we've seen a couple pass rushers. Pierre emerge, and
yeah,
unfortunately, Rousseau has entered the
this was
portals.
in the
So
portal.
is Keeley. Yeah, those are of all of our portal entries so far. Those are the two that I'm like, damn, that's
We got Rico Scott back. I saw that,
yeah. Oh, he
which is
did
good for
decide
the
to.
receiver. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
so I mean, just because
yeah,
you enter the portal doesn't always mean that you leave. I mean, sometimes you get thrown another thing.
that's true. Yeah.
I would at least like to see one of those two come back. Russo didn't look as good after the injury. He didn't come
hmm
back, but before the injury, he was looking really good.
hmm
Keelan's really coming around. Started off slow, but
hmm
seemed to really be understanding again things. So disappointed to see either one, honestly. But you would hope to maybe entice one to come back if possible. There. Um,
Yeah, for sure. But overall defensively, man, it's you just hope these guys can keep building and they become ball hawks
absolutely,
again next year like they were this year.
absolutely, absolutely.
Because we know we have the bones for it. We've seen how the scheme can work, the swarm defense as they call it, the little 4-2-5 there, and
And, it's also some of it too about getting the right guys in to run the
yeah,
swarm
yeah,
defense.
exactly,
I
yeah,
don't think
exactly.
even some of our stars, I don't necessarily think they were necessarily the right fit for that defense.
No, yeah, and that happens sometimes. Guys are just really good, and
Yeah.
their talent, outweighs everything. But yeah, it's next year. It'll
Like
be interesting to
like
see.
Deontay Lawson, I think he's a hell of a player. Had some
Yeah.
injuries. I don't think he ever really necessarily fit the framework of what they were doing. But yeah, he
hmm
made plays. He was a good leader. Would have loved to see him stay healthy, but I
hmm
think that but I mean, the main thing that I want to see happen more than anything And why everybody's talking about fire DeBoer, fire Grubb, fire the defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Let's let's do something simple. Let's figure out the offensive line. How about that?
I was about to say that
What
is if we're talking
has
staff
been
changes, that's got to
Let's
start
go.
there.
Offensive
Yeah.
line has been abysmal, and it's not even just this year. I
It's been
I
a few
can't think
years
of the
now.
last
Yeah.
time it's been a dominant offensive line. We've had
Probably the
individually great players, but yet nobody, no line that you're just this is a great line.
the 2020 line, I would
Yeah,
probably
and it
yeah,
really
but
all started. Who do we bring in from the NFL? He was Doug Marone.
Doug Marone, him and Bill O'Brien did a goddamn number on the offensive line, and we've yet
Oh,
almost a pick there for the
wow.
Cardinals. But they will get to force a punt.
Get the
Oh
ball.
man, we could see the Cinderella
Oh,
story come true here.
now you're going to
No, but yeah, I
Kansas
agree. The
City
first things
offensive
first, and
line.
we see Fromby. Did he declare or did he hit the portal?
He's hit portal. I don't think
Portal,
he saw
yes.
it. I
Yeah, so and I think we'll see a move away. A lot of guys were holdovers from the Saban era, and we've talked about it. Big, strong guys, big, slower guys,
don't fit that.
and the DeBoer offense wants smaller, more agile guys. They want guys,
Him not
more
more
of a
like our center.
exactly like Parker Brailsford. A zone running scheme. We've talked about it before. Kalen DeBoer offenses, they can have success running the ball. He's had 1,000-yard
Seen it.
rushers. He's had
We've seen
he's
it.
had running back tandems go for like 1,500 yards. We've seen it. So yeah, but it starts at the line. We got to get the right guys in there for the scheme, and then maybe if there's a staff change, it's got to start with the offensive line coach,
Yeah, it has to.
Kaplovich. Yeah, and
Because it
then
has been abysmal. Like,
yeah,
no
yeah.
time. Like, I understand at the start of the year, sure, they're figuring things out. But when you don't know who your starting five is in damn November, it's a problem.
Yeah, you can't rotate 8 guys throughout the year. You
No.
got to find your best 5 early and stick with them, man. And that's,
Yeah, of
part
course,
of that's,
it
yeah.
breaks time and again, but like I shouldn't see Gino here, then
No.
Jalen, and then Jalen Roberts, and then
Hmm.
back to Taco Casa. It's
Yeah.
just we can't, like what do we like? Come on, we got to have a consistent five. Because the thing is every year we've had some stars on the offensive line, but yet no consistency. We've had
Hmm.
Caden Proctor. We had Booker. We've had some great individual players that Booker went to the Dallas in the first round. Obviously, Caden Proctor is a first round pick.
Hmm.
Like we have a talent. Like why isn't it great? It doesn't even have to necessarily be great, but it has. You can't be as bad as it is. There's
No,
no
there's no
consensus.
excuse for it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
We
just
talked about
bad.
it. The players talked about it after, when the regime change happened. They're like, obviously, I believe one of the quotes was something like, obviously Nick Saban is Nick
Oh,
Saban, but another spin move. Oh man. But the Alabama is the standard. That's the standard at Alabama. It's because you're at Alabama. Alabama is the standard. And part of that is, offensive and defensive line play. And like we said, the defensive line did great in pass defense this year, run defense, not so much. They got better as the year went on, but still were susceptible to the big plays.
yeah.
But I think also where you go there is strength and conditioning is one thing I think we need to look at too. And if the guy we have there is the right for it, if they're one of the great things about Scott Cochran when he was there, it wasn't just that he was advancing Nick Saban's agenda. It's that he was giving the team an attitude. He's
Oh yeah.
giving the players nasty attitude, and that's what we talked about that on defense. But you
Listen,
need
man.
that on the line too.
Yeah.
You need those nasty guys just to
Because if
that
you
they
weren't
won't.
Because if you weren't hype going into the fourth quarter and had your fours up, boy, he was going to get in your ass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you need that kind of nastiness in the trenches there to win, especially in the SEC,
Yeah,
especially at high level.
absolutely.
But yeah, so I think there, and then special teams is one I do. It did get a little bit better toward the end of the
Yeah.
year. I don't know how much of that is coaching and how much is we just don't have like. I mean, Cole Adams hit the portal, and I was one I told my guys, I'm like, I honestly I don't care. He just, I mean, yeah,
You
it
knew he
is,
was going to catch the ball, but you knew he was a safe guy. You knew he was never going to fumble the ball, but you also
yeah,
knew that 98% of the time it was going to be a fair catch.
yeah. We just didn't have a dynamic. We haven't
Yeah.
had a dynamic return man in a few years, and that's really
Wow.
what we. I
He said,
mean,
just to give you that, just to give you that thing, or even they're so worried about kicking to him. It gets in the kicker's head and he you know
shanks it. Yeah, they're
thanks
shanking
it or
punts or they're
yeah,
kicking out of bounds. Yeah.
yeah, all type
So
of
yeah,
different things.
I think as far as staff changes, and I'm not gonna look. I wasn't 100% satisfied with Ryan Grubb this year either. There were definitely problems there.
But
You know,
you gotta
there were times that you were like, all right, you should know your limitations here, so why can't you scheme around them? And again, but you got to give him a second year. You got to get more of the right guys for the scheme in there, and then see what happens. Because there were stretches when I loved his play calling. I loved our game plans, the way we attacked. We
absolutely.
did play to Ty Simpson's strengths, and
But
so yeah. So yeah, and of course anybody calling for his head or especially anybody calling for Kalen DeBoer's head, it's like shut up, man. Like
yeah,
uh
and of course there is people that he just doesn't get it. But I'm just
yeah.
like, come on, man, that stuff like that is dead right now because
Hmm.
where you come from isn't as important as it once was
Yeah, no.
because kids these days it's different.
Hmm.
You're no longer seeing people that you'll see some. There's going to be some guys that are, oh, they dreamed about going to Alabama, they dreamed about going to Georgia, and that's where they're
Hmm.
going. That's far and few between these days. These kids are looking for not only the best opportunity for them to play, but make money, and then
Hmm.
hopefully that gets them to the NFL. And if
Hmm.
not, they've at least made enough money that they can start off after college rather comfortably, as we see.
Hmm. Yeah. No, I
And
agree with you. Yeah, and that's why we have a GM of the program. That's why we have Courtney Morgan.
yeah,
It's not just about
figuring out
going in the living rooms and getting high school recruits. It's you got
yeah,
to find the right guys in the portal, and
absolutely.
there's plenty out there. Of
And I think
33, a third of NCAA
I'm
players are
like
in the portal right
over
now.
2,000 in the portal. Like it's a
Yeah,
wild
it's
amount of
literally
people.
like around 33% of FBS players this year, which is insane.
And the
And we
crazy
did.
thing, it's not like the old days where it's dudes that's not playing. We got
Hmm.
people starting quarterbacks in the portal.
Hmm. Oh, no, I mean we'll get to the nationwide names in
Yeah,
there
right, but
in
I'm
a
just
little
saying.
bit, but
I mean, it's big time names.
that's
It's
what I'm
not,
saying.
it's
Yeah,
not
like
just like backups and second string guys, and you understandable you want to play. We got
no,
people that's
it's
throwing for 4,000 yards at the school they're at, and in
big
the portal.
names, and just crazy. But it's also we did get one big pickup today. Hollywood
Oh,
Smothers from NC State.
that's I
A
love that.
1,000-yard rusher. And yeah, I'd love that's a great pickup. That's a guy that can come in
Absolutely.
and make an impact right away. Obviously, we have Elijah Crowell coming in from high school, who's if you ask some people watched him play, say he could start right now. So that could be one hell of a 1-2 punch.
Yep.
And we'll see what happens with some current backs on the roster. I hope
Yep.
we keep Daniel Hill around. I hope AK Deer sticks around. We could have like a
Absolutely.
really great running back room.
It could be an excellent yeah.
Yeah.
Should be a phenomenal running back room if we can figure out that line and
I about to say,
exactly
but
what we
yeah,
want to do with the running game.
it starts up front, and if we can add
Yeah.
that to that dimension next, if we can get a running game going, then who knows what we can do in the passing game. And
Yeah.
as far as quarterback, we'll see who it will be next year. Some reports, Ty Simpson is still weighing his options. He's doing his NFL research. I know his numbers didn't look great as the year went on, but from things I've read, and my personal opinion is that if you're Ty Simpson and you're, Mel Kiper has him, as his third ranked quarterback right now.
As your,
It,
as your, are you ever going to get higher?
exactly. There's something to be said for coming back and developing one more year, but you never know. Is there another injury? Do you just have a subpar year? Like, what happens if he stays, comes out, he's our starter after spring, but then struggles early and gets benched, and then, Keelan or Austin Mack, whoever would take over, all of a
Yeah,
sudden, like, balls out and takes over the job, and then you've killed your
absolutely.
draft stock if you're Ty Simpson. So
Um,
that, coupled with it being a really, really thin quarterback class this year,
yeah,
I'm leaning toward thinking that Ty declares, and because he could be like a late first round pick at this point, I think.
yeah. Because as strong as the quarterback class looked at one point, it
Mhm.
has diminished greatly.
Yeah, yeah. No, before the year, yeah, it was looking like an all timer, and now it's. I mean, who is it? It's
You're wondering if people are even going to get drafted.
yeah, it's
Honestly,
Mendoza, Dante Moore, and then Ty. I think was Kuiper's three. Um,
because I
so
mean, you have people that were, a lot of hype. Like K Klubnik. Does he even get?
mhm.
Sure, he gets drafted, but is he going before Saturday? I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, but so
Is
we'll see. That's
Met is uh, is Nuss Meyer getting drafted? I'm sure he is, but
but yeah,
it's
is
gonna
it
be
going to
my
be?
way
It's
to the
probably
top.
yeah, maybe a day
You
three
know,
project now. Yeah,
the Penn State quarterback. I didn't never understand the hype with him. Honestly, others
yeah.
hyped him up every season. I don't know what his NFL abilities are, because you got to look at this though.
Hmm.
I mean, you look at the what's the name of the Dolphins? I don't know why I can't. Quinn Ewers.
No,
You
okay,
got to
yeah.
think this man.
Oh, blocked
Oh
field goal.
wow! What? Wow!
Oh, Illinois State lined up for a go-ahead field goal with about a minute left. Montana State blocks it, returns it for about 20 yards, so they'll have the ball 57 seconds to go from around
Jeez.
midfield here. Oh man, what a game. If you're not, man, you cannot sleep on FCS football.
Man, it is epic. It is great.
Particularly the playoff, man.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, the playoffs. I mean, like the Montana State, that atmosphere was epic. I
Yeah.
mean, and just the story with Illinois State. I mean, not even a seeded team here.
Yeah, yeah. Upsetting North Dakota State early on.
You
Not
know,
gonna lie, yeah.
I kind of thought, well, that was cute, but yeah, obviously that's not. Oh, yeah. They continued
Yeah.
on.
I was about to
You
say,
know,
yeah, then they kept running through seeded teams. Who'd they beat? UC Davis, Villanova. Like, yeah, just kept running through these seeded
and not
teams,
only
and here
that, you're
they
playing
are.
on the road.
Yeah, on the road in all of them. Now this game in Nashville, first time it wasn't in Frisco, Texas for like 10 years or so.
Yeah, it's been in Frisco for a while, which I think is
But
probably kind of cool to get in different spots. And oh,
yeah, ooh, buddy was mad, but here we go.
I don't know about
But no,
this.
yeah. So we'll see what happens. Obviously,
Yeah. Because I
there's a
feel like
lot
if
of.
Quinn Ewers was a seventh round pick and he really didn't do anything wrong in Texas compared to some of these other guys,
Mhm.
it might be tough. It's going to be a tough run for quite a few, I think. But yeah. So,
Yeah, I think
yeah,
so. I think that's
I,
why I say I lean toward thinking that Ty will
uh,
and probably should declare, just because
now,
his
if
stock
he
may not
probably will
be
never get
higher. Ooh,
hired.
you can't take
Now,
that sack. What are you
if
doing,
he
kid?
comes back, I don't know. The only thing that sucks about when quarterbacks come back is what does it do to the other guys for the future.
Exactly. You do worry. You would
Now,
assume that if he
me
comes back,
personally, honestly,
Mac. Yeah.
I don't. I think Mac is okay. I'm not. I'm not overly. If he were to
Hmm.
go, not. I don't see that as the biggest thing in the world. But if
Yeah.
Keelan goes,
That's
oh
the one
my
you don't.
god,
Yeah. Just
no,
and granted, Keelan could be a bust. You never
he
know.
could be.
We've had
But
our
we have.
Blake Barnett's in the past,
Yeah,
but with
I
what little
just
we've seen of him and what hype he's had, you cannot afford to
not too
risk.
much.
You can't let him go and then become a star somewhere else.
You have to
Yeah.
find out what he is while he's with you.
Yeah, with you, yeah. And Mac would probably be the optimal guy to transfer. I know I've seen some talk that maybe he would follow. Nick Sheridan is moving up to Michigan State to be
Michigan
their
State.
offensive coordinator. So maybe Mac would follow him up there.
Oh
Oh
wow, what
no!
are they doing? This whole series has been abysmal. They took the
Oh my!
sack on the first down, and they might as well just hang it up and go to overtime.
I was
Jesus.
about to say,
Oh,
man, a
they called a
disaster
timeout.
series after the. I was about to say, is Illinois State going to call time? Yeah, disaster series for Montana State here after getting the ball
They had great
at
field position after the block too.
got the ball at the Illinois State 45, and this series will end on their own 35. That is not good.
Just tackle for it.
Yeah,
Dude,
oh,
the center, man,
yeah, he was
the
not ready for
quarterback was
those.
still looking at the sideline.
Yeah, I don't know what center heard there,
I was
but
trying to, that looked familiar.
yeah, right. But
Jesus.
yeah, as far as finishing up with our Alabama talk season review, yeah, we'll see what happens in the portal. Like we said, a great pickup today with Hollywood Smothers. I know a lot of Bama fans are looking at those guys that transferred out of Auburn, particularly the receivers, Malcolm Simmons, Cam Coleman.
Coleman, it might be tough to get from what I hear.
I think Coleman's going to go for the bag. Yeah, I think he's going to end up at
I
like
think he might be like
Texas or
Texas. Yeah.
Ohio State, something crazy
Simmons,
like that. And
possibly. I think Simmons might be more of our speed right now.
Simmons, I mean, Simmons was on whose feed was he on? Yell and Roll Tide. So who the hell knows, man?
Yeah.
But I do think I wouldn't be surprised. I'd kind of be surprised if we don't get one of them. But I think Simmons is more likely,
Simmons
and
is
I'm
more
fine.
likely. Because it seemed like Coleman was kind of a lock for looking at Texas and Texas A&M. And let's see.
Yeah, I think he goes to a big money school, maybe even like a
Good,
USC out
good
there.
for him.
Yeah, good for him. Yeah, I mean, hell of a player, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, good tackle right there on that punt. So I think you'll see Illinois State take the knee here, and we'll go to overtime in this game. But yeah, overall, like we said, not a little less than what we wanted, obviously, and some concerning parts on the season, things that we need to fix this off season. But if you want to know my thoughts on any of the Fire DeBoer bullshit, I posted on my socials this week. I think you saw it, but a parallel to a guy that came into Alabama, started his career 0-3, finished his first season getting blown out by a Louisville program that was nowhere near the Louisville we know now. In the Fiesta Bowl.
They got
His name was Gene Stallings. He won a national title 2 years later and averaged 10 wins a season in his time in Alabama. So, yeah, DeBoer, there's things to fix. We got to address it, but you have to give him a chance. He's a winner, and this is a new day in college football. And luckily, we have a smart AD, Greg Byrne, who's
not necessarily run or go based on posts on and rules.
Yeah, he's not going to give to the whims of the guys calling in to the Feinbaum show. But my biggest point of that series of posts I made was that it is okay if Kalen DeBoer is just our next Ray Perkins or Bill Curry or whatever. That's fine, because that means he will just keep the ship floating until the right guy comes along. Yeah. What we don't want him to be is our Frank Solich, the guy who took over for Tom Osborne in Nebraska and who did great there, but just wasn't good enough for Nebraska because he didn't win titles, and they forced him out.
Yeah,
and Nebraska ain't been shit since. Yeah,
and even after him, I mean, you look at
Bo Pelini.
Bo Pelini, he was winning 9-10 games. The fans didn't like him because he wasn't the most pleasant guy.
Yeah, which is crazy. After they got rid of Solich, they did the dumbest thing in the world, and they hired Bill Callahan to install a West Coast offense at Nebraska. Yeah. That failed miserably, like everyone knew it would, except Nebraska leadership, apparently. Bo Pelini comes in off the strength of being
great
LSU's defense coordinator, right? Yeah, won the title with Les Miles there in 2007.
Yeah.
Like you said, does not win fewer than 9 games in a season there.
Yeah. I mean, his biggest thing was he had a couple of tough losses in like Big Ten title games.
Yeah, yeah.
Got slaughtered by Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
When Wisconsin was rolling with backs, and there was times he got blown out in games,
Mm-hmm.
but he was winning 9, sometimes 10.
Mm-hmm.
He's won the bowl games every year. Like things were
Yeah.
as if they had that right now, they would kill for what was
Yeah,
what he
they
gave
would
them.
kill for that right now to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
winning a minimum of 9 games a year. Yeah, you think
absolutely,
Nebraska fans don't want that? So yeah, that was my
absolutely.
point with my
Yeah,
post was you cannot. We do not want to become Nebraska. We do
no,
not want to enter a
no.
30-year period of just ineptitude because we don't like.
Because we're
Yeah,
chasing something that's not going to happen again.
exactly. Tom Osborne won 3 titles in 4 years. That '95 Nebraska team's one of the
Might
best
be
I've
one of
ever
the
seen.
greatest teams ever. I
Yeah.
mean, they housed any and everybody.
And yeah, and
Outside of the
so if
weird,
we,
got a weird game. But other than that, yeah, I mean, they were how. I mean, we all saw everybody. Even if you're a little kid, you remember what they did to that awesome Florida team.
yeah, everybody from that, our age remembers that Tommy Frazier run in that title game where he literally ran through the entire Florida defense.
Yeah,
But yeah,
and that was the
so
most phenomenal Florida offenses ever.
yeah, as far as Alabama goes, we'll see what happens in the portal. We'll see what happens with any possible offseason staff changes. We know we have a great high school recruiting class coming in,
Absolutely.
just absolutely outstanding one. And so I think the schedule's a little bit easier next year, although we still have one tough stretch in the middle of it again.
Dude, it's interesting. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
another
it's
interesting one. It
is
really
yeah.
just shapes out on how teams.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. You honestly, with college, you never really know what you're in for. Um,
yeah,
but we'll. That's it for now. For Alabama football, we move to basketball season. If you're a
hardwood.
Tide fan, but as far as the rest of college football goes, like we mentioned, we have a PlayStation S Final Four. Indiana will go on to play a rematch with Oregon in the Fiesta Bowl. I think they're in the Fiesta. Yeah. In the one semifinal, we'll
They're
see
in
if the Ducks
the. They're
can.
in the. I
Or
think
they in
they're
the
the.
Peach.
Yeah, they're at the Peach.
The Peach,
And they
yeah.
got because Miami's out in the Fiesta Bowl, and it's their first time back since they lost to Ohio State. So
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, and then Oregon, another easy win there for a Big Ten team. They, man, their defense looked really good against Texas Tech.
I think Texas. Well, I agree that the defense was elite, but that Texas Tech offense was put
Man,
in good spots. That defense kept them in good spots, and Morton had the worst day of his life.
yeah,
And
tough
kudos,
way
I mean,
for
a lot of that's to the Oregon defense, but those picks, it was oh my goodness.
yeah, tough way to go out for
Yeah,
old Barron there. And Texas Tech addressed that. They picked up what's his name from Cincinnati in the portal today.
yeah, yeah. $5 million
Frosby,
man.
Froze.
Yeah,
What the hell's his damn name?
they just got
Something
him.
something's B. Frosby.
Hmm.
Franz. I'm just completely blank on it right now.
They,
But yeah,
they
good.
got him out the portal, which is man.
Mhm.
I mean, he had a hell of a season at
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
Yeah, there was talk that he could go to the draft. But he chooses to go to Lubbock next year, and I'm sure we'll see. I'm sure the Red
Brendan
Raiders will
Sewell's
be. Oh,
right?
there you go. There it is. Oh, touchdown
Question,
Illinois State here to begin
question
overtime.
mark. Question mark.
But yeah, I'm sure we'll see the Texas Tech at the top of the Big 12 stands again next year, at least in the discussion.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a lot of
Joey McGuire's a hell of a coach out there.
yeah, well, quite the NIL money man and that oil dude.
Yeah, yeah. They have the money to throw around. So that we've seen that game. Indiana had a great close win in Austin early in the year, so we'll see what happens in
Oh,
Atlanta.
blocked it! Oh my goodness!
Blocked extra point and a face mask on the return there. I don't know. Oh, I wonder, will that face mask penalty be?
Enforced on the thing, right?
I was about to
Are you
say,
gonna
is that
come like
enforced on their
man?
possession? That they get to start? Yeah, I wonder if they'll do half the distance. But
Oh
yeah,
wow, that
that'll
could be
be
huge.
interesting. Yeah,
That could be
that
the
could be a
ball
huge
game.
penalty. Yeah,
Oh my
Montana
goodness.
State blocks the extra point, and then man, they're blocking kicks left and right here.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, in the other semifinal, we saw Miami. Talk about dominant defensive effort. Man, they
They was
exercised some
good.
demons against the Buckeyes there.
Yeah, they did.
And we talked about before the playoff that we might kind of like to see old Carson Beck against Georgia matchup, but Ole
Every
Miss
time we're gonna see it.
had something to say about that. The Rebels and old Coach Pete Golden get the big Sugar Bowl win. Hell of a game, just absolutely
It's a phenomenal
the
game.
best game of the semifinals for
Oh,
sure.
by far.
Yeah.
I mean, they just went back and forth. Chandless is I,
Man.
that's an amazing story in itself. This man comes up from Division 2, and as a national champ, comes to Ole Miss. He probably never thought he was going to see the field because
Yeah, Austin Simmons, by all
had all
accounts,
the
was the
hype.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and then so you don't get anything for the face mask. Interesting.
That's interesting. Yeah. Oh, they
Huh.
might not matter
But
here.
yeah,
First
no,
down,
no.
10-yard run on first
Yeah,
down
but
here.
he,
So,
I mean, just the story in itself, to even become the starter, and then once given the reins, I mean, he phenomenal. I mean, just an epic story, and that Sugar Bowl performance
man.
is going to go down to Ole Miss history.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, he is announced. He is.
If he's coming back, if they allow him to,
I about to say
based upon
he
the record, based upon others, based upon what's been said, you would think he has the upper hand in getting that in his favor.
I about to say he's applied for a waiver to get another year of eligibility. If he
That's
does, he
probably
says he
his.
will be back in Oxford. I'm sure that they would obviously love to have him back there. It'd
Because
be great for college
Simmons is
football.
going to he went into the portal, so
Yeah,
you like to have
no
no
surprise there. Yeah,
concern about who your quarterback is
yeah.
coming off the season. But
But yeah, so that should be. I think that'll be a really fun semifinal in the Fiesta Bowl there too. Miami and Ole Miss. I'm interested to see that Ole Miss offense against that Miami defensive front.
yeah,
That is the matchup to watch in that game.
it really is. I mean that the
Yeah.
way that they got after Ohio State. I mean, they got up to that quick 14. They got that pick. As Ohio State was rolling down the field, got that pick,
Oh
and then
man,
the rest of the game.
that
I mean,
was
Ohio
a beautiful pick, man. I love those that because you can tell that dude was sitting there. He had studied his film and he saw that look and he knew
He knew
exactly
exactly what
what
he was
was
going to
coming.
do there.
Yeah.
And that has to be one of the biggest turnarounds in college football history from what we saw from out of Miami last year to this year. Like, just a phenomenal turnaround. I mean, the defense is the reason why they didn't make the playoff last year, and then they're the reason why they're winning games this year. It's crazy. This is how difference the year made. Get the right coaches in there, and man, turn around everything.
Man, almost an interception there. No, yeah, that is nothing short of amazing. Yeah, from how terrible that Ole Miss, or excuse me, Miami defense was last year into
Buchanan's
what they are
looking at
this year.
this year like, where was this last year?
They would have been easy national champions last year.
Man. And and Carson Beck, he's being good Carson. He's not turning the ball over. And if he doesn't turn the ball over, this Miami team wins.
Yeah, yeah, and they can run the ball, and yeah, like you said, if he doesn't turn it over, man, they looking like it. So we'll see. That
Now,
should be a fun 2 games.
my biggest wonder though with Ohio State, they look at their last 2 games. with
Hmm.
all that offensive talent, I get that their offensive coordinator is going to
Hmm.
South Florida, so I mean he's busy, minding different spots. But what are they? 23-2 games with that talent?
Man, it's as far as I can tell, I don't know who they have coming in to take over
Yeah, I don't know who that.
the offense, but I do
Because
know
Ryan Day
that
running the offense is not the
I
right.
was I was about to say I do know from all the Ohio State fans I saw talking online that they are anybody but Ryan Day. That he can good head coach. They're fine with him being a head coach now, but they do not want him calling plays. Now,
Doesn't work out.
granted, I don't know how much that really matters against that Indiana defense and then that Miami defense, especially the defensive front, because man, they made Julian Sand look like a freshman. And that is not what really has been the case all year.
Yeah.
But man, yeah, but yeah, it should be a fun one. And of course, we'll watch those games, and then we'll have the title game, and of course, the big thing that happened the other day was the portal opened. And man, as we alluded to earlier, oh well, here we go, 4th and 10, Montana State always got them.
Oh, wow.
Touchdown on 4th and 10, Bobcats. They
Fourth
just
and
need the
10.
extra point to win.
Made it look easy.
Hit their star
Just
receiver.
breakdown. Taco. Taco
Oh,
Bell.
taco time.
Ah, that
Yeah,
is so
shot of
wild.
the Illinois State kicker, but I mean, not his fault that his line can't block. Damn.
That's a wild
Uh,
way. That's a wild way to lose. If they make this kick.
I'm about to say nothing's guaranteed in college, but an extra point here for a national title. No pressure at all, kid. Oh,
Right down the gut.
right down the middle, and the Bobcats of Montana State are your FCS
First time since
national
like
champs.
'84.
Yep, first time
Oh wow,
since
40 years, 41
ooh,
years.
41 years, and they've been close the past few years, but
Yeah, get over
up
that hump.
there.
They've been in a few title games.
Yeah,
They just
they've been
haven't.
in a couple, and they've been close there, but they just haven't been able to get by.
They didn't get over that North Dakota State monster.
Yeah.
Oh, but phenomenal season for Illinois State. Tough,
Uh,
terrible way to lose the game. My goodness. And for Montana State, boy, they overcame some stuff themselves, as we said that last drive. My goodness, in
yeah.
regulation. Wow,
Uh,
phenomenal game.
yeah, absolutely. Man, tough way to end it for Illinois State. Great
Yeah,
Cinderella run, though. They've got something there. Hopefully they can
keep it
get
going.
back next year. Yeah, keep it
Yeah.
going, get back next year. But let's talk some portal here. Because, man, some of the names on that first day that jumped in absolutely kind of shocked me, man. In particular, to me, I mean, the quarterbacks. Let's start there. DJ
Yeah.
Lagway, he's going on. I was kind of surprised by that. I thought maybe that he might be
Maybe
excited.
to see what the
Yeah,
Tulane
yeah,
guy, Tulane
yeah.
folks
John
brought.
Summerall's
And
bringing,
yeah,
but he's in. Sam
he was
Levitt
in
from Arizona.
Tallahassee today. Now what?
Yeah, that's oh man, that would be a hell of a switch.
Now, but what
Going.
if he went to Florida State and found it?
Uh,
What? That would piss off the Florida people so bad if
oh
Lagway
man.
went to Florida State and just turned into a star. Not,
Oh,
I mean,
would
the
it?
likelihood of that probably not the best considering the recent history in Tallahassee. However, that'd be
Yeah.
crazy and stuff, and I had so much to what is already a heated rivalry. But
I bet say that's an interesting one. I'm not sure. I don't know if he's really a Gus Malzahn type quarterback, but I mean he can move, but he's not that
he's a passer.
prototypical. I mean he'd probably be the most talented quarterback Gus Malzahn's ever had, but I guess outside of he did have Cam Newton when he was OC there at Auburn. But yeah, other names: Sam Levitt from Arizona State in there, Drew Mestamaker from North Texas. He entered. He's following his coach to Oklahoma State.
Kind of expect they got the whole damn North Texas team. They got the
Yeah,
running back. They got a linebacker. Like hell, Oklahoma State may actually be it's a dangerous team next year based
I was
upon
about to say, at least
uh,
offensively, man.
yeah. If they can get some line, watch out for the Cowboys. They're definitely going to be better than what they have been the last 2 years. I'll tell you
Oh
that.
yeah, for sure. Byron Bound from South Florida is in it. He has not officially committed to Auburn yet, but
It's looking,
Deuce Knight entered the portal today, so he will probably follow his coach to the Plains there.
you know,
Josh Hoover from TCU, he will be taking
and
over in Indiana next year.
that's crazy because honestly, I think Josh Hoover, based upon just talent wise, now Mendoza, he's turning. I think Josh Hoover, when he's on, man, he almost passed for 4,000 this year. Last year, 30 like 3,400 this season. I mean, that's crazy. And the weird thing was, he was originally recruited to. He was going to Indiana
When Tom
before,
Allen was there, yeah.
yeah,
Um,
and he went to TCU. So man, it's crazy to say that the rich are getting richer, and we're talking about Indiana, but that's kind of where we're
yeah,
at, right?
that's where we at right now.
That's the
Uh,
world we live, right?
Rocco Beck, longtime Iowa
Oh,
State
he's got
quarterback. He's following his coach to Penn State. No surprise
long
there.
term. Uh,
Dylan Raiola, the dynamic Nebraska quarterback, he's in the portal.
yeah.
Um,
I don't know. I think he might be in a tough spot because he got paid pretty handsomely in Nebraska, and he was okay. I don't think he lived up to. Definitely didn't live up to the money or the hype in Nebraska because I think people found out this man is not mobile at all. He looks like he could be mobile. He's not. He's slow.
no, yeah.
Um, and so I don't know if he's necessarily going to. The grass may not necessarily be greener for him. But I thought, Nebraska did a good job. They got the backup from Notre Dame coming in, more of a mobile guy. Had a tough, I guess, QB battle with C.J. Carr going into the last season. So we'll see what he brings to Nebraska. But I thought that was fits more of what they're doing, especially their offensive line is going through struggles. To have a mobile guy always helps that out. So
Yeah, so we'll see what happens to Raiola there. We mentioned DJ Lagway's in there. Uh, Kenny Minchie. Oh,
that's
wait
who
a
went.
minute.
That's who went to Nebraska.
No, he went to Kentucky.
Um,
Oh,
uh,
well, maybe a shocking flip there. But yeah, this what I'm reading right here on ESPN says he is going to Kentucky. That is interesting.
oh,
Um, TCU is replacing Hoover with Jaden Craig, a Harvard quarterback. Very
oh,
good
yeah. So he
Harvard
committed to
quarterback.
Nebraska. Now he's going to Kentucky. Signed with Kentucky. Holy snap!
Yeah, a little
About an
shocker
hour
there.
ago, that story came out. So that's new. 'Cause that's who
Yeah,
I was
that.
talking about going to. Man, she coming to Lincoln, and now he's signed with Kentucky to go with the new OC.
Yeah.
The new coach from the OC at Oregon.
Yeah, Will
Will
Stein there.
Stein and who? And that's interesting too. Oregon replacing both coordinators after this season.
Yeah.
Offensive and defensive Taj McCoy going to Cal.
Yeah. Um, let's
Oh,
see.
that's crazy.
Aiden Childs from Michigan State's in the portal. Aaron Philo from Georgia Tech is in the portal.
Looking like he's going to Florida.
Haynes King's backup. Haynes King is done, right? He doesn't have any more. Does he
Is
come
he?
back next year?
I don't think he's done.
If he has more, that would make sense why Philo's transfer. No, we mentioned Deuce Knight, very talented 5-star freshman at Auburn. Saw a couple games this year, kept his red shirt, so he'll be a
Huh. So Jalen
fr-
Mbakwe is going to Georgia Tech. Interesting. He was in the portal.
Oh, really? Did not see that. Interesting. Okay.
That's actually my brother.
We mentioned Austin Simmons in the portal. Anthony Calandria from UNLV is in the portal.
And
Bo
that was
Krubula from
interesting.
Missouri's in the portal. Yeah.
And
Go
that was
ahead.
interesting. I thought that talking about
Calandria.
Clyde
Yeah.
left, and then you see he got Jackson Arnold coming to
Oh,
UNLV.
really? Jackson Arnold in there. Well, that's a quarterback for a Dan Mullen offense for sure.
I think Dan might be the one to figure out Jackson Arnold's worth a damn. Because
Yeah.
honestly, I still don't know if he's good or not. I don't know because last year when he was at OU, the whole season was a mess. All the injuries. It's
Mm-hmm.
hard to judge him off that. And but then this year he had some struggles, but the offensive play calling was abysmal at Auburn. So I don't know if he's good or not. Still, the judge is still out. I'm leaning toward not, but he's put in some tough
I bet
situations.
might be good enough for that UNLV offense. So who
Yeah,
knows?
I
Ethan
think that'll be.
Gronkmeyer from Penn State, he's in the portal. Cutter Boley from Kentucky, he actually today committed to Arizona State.
Yeah.
So that is that's who will take over for Sam Levitt there. So yeah, like I said, that's just quarterbacks, man.
And Sam Levitt's probably going to LSU. I know he was at least taught down there, so that'll
Yeah,
be
I know.
impressive.
I know. I've seen Levitt, and I've seen Lagway. Maybe as someone who could end up there. I'm sure
Because I
Lane
know he was
is.
in Tallahassee, but it was a lot of quarterbacks in Tallahassee today, supposedly. So we'll see.
I about to say
It's
we'll
weird that you
see
would have them all
there.
there at the same time.
Yeah, no, but yeah. As far as other non-quarterback players, we mentioned Cam Coleman's in there, and we'll see where he ends up. NC State, Jacarius Peak, their big offensive tackle there. He is absolutely great. Love to see him come to Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
Another one I would love. I don't know who he's considering what, but Coy, I think that's how you say his name, Parrish
Yeah.
from Minnesota. Their safety, just an absolutely dynamic,
Indeed.
outstanding playmaker at safety.
Yeah.
Man, he's a guy I'd love to have at the back of our defense.
Oh, yeah.
John Henry Daly from Utah, edge rusher. He's out there. Chaz Coleman, another one from Penn State. Let's see, Omari Miller, Colorado receiver. He committed to Arizona State as well today.
Yeah.
Arizona State
That's
getting
not good.
themselves a couple.
Now Arizona State, that just shows you where the portal's at because you would have never thought that the Sam Levitt would ever leave that situation. I know he was a little
Yeah,
bit this
crazy.
past
Yeah.
year. I mean, he was a starter. No, I mean he was going to be the starter next year for sure. You just
Yeah.
wonder, like, was there actually an issue, or was it just he wanted to see, hey, I could do more?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Uh, Amaris Williams, edge rusher from Auburn. He's in the portal. That's a good guy that's out there. DeAndre Moore Jr., receiver at Texas. He's in there.
There's a lot of Texas dudes in the portal. I know one of the running backs from Florida State today, but
Yeah. Yeah, Lance Hurd, Tennessee tackle. He's in the portal. So yeah, a lot of big names in the portal that
the crazy thing is, though, with over 2,000, there's going to be a lot of people that don't get picked up.
I'm about to say or don't go somewhere.
Not necessarily where they want to go.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe they don't go somewhere as big as they thought, or maybe guys that enter thinking they could shine somewhere else, maybe end up staying at their school after
Yeah.
all.
Because, like I always say, man, that grass is not, may seem greener. Sometimes the greenest part is right by the septic tank. I mean, it works out for some, but some of these dudes are getting bad, and that's to me the one danger of like the transfer portal and everything. Is some of these dudes are getting bad information. Somebody in their head, hey man, head out. Like Nico. I think he got bad information last year. Things might be okay with Bob Chesney at UCLA now, but you look at where he left to where he went this past year. It definitely looks like bad info. Bad. There's people in your head, getting your head, and they're looking now, maybe even for themselves to get a little bit of money out of it. And some of these kids get bad information. That's the only thing I don't like about the transfer portal is you don't necessarily have to go to the transfer portal if you're playing, if you're starting, if you're somewhat happy. Why are you necessarily leaving? If your coach hasn't been fired, if you're the guy, I don't know why do you leave? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see other things. Bryce Underwood announced he's officially staying at Michigan. I don't think
And that's the other
anybody's.
funny part is
Yeah,
you got to worry about re-signing your guys.
I was about to say, yeah, it's so crazy, man. And then Georgia losing a couple guys, Zachariah Branch, Allen, their linebacker, he's entering the NFL draft. So yeah, we'll see. A lot of that will, in the next coming days, we'll see a lot more of those type of things. But let's move to NFL quick. We've been talking a lot of ball here. We're at the
Yeah,
where are we at? The hour, a little bit over an hour right now. NFL playoffs coming up.
should be some excellent.
Yeah, should be some really fun. Of course, wasn't too many spots left to decide this weekend. On Saturday, the Bucks beat the Panthers, but they needed a Saints upset of the Falcons. They did not get it. The Falcons won, and therefore the
That's
Panthers.
and that is the most NFC South thing ever.
It is, man. The divisions are just too small in the NFL, man. I've said for a while, I think they should go to 4 8-team divisions, just scrap the whole NFC, AFC thing, and just do it that way. And you get 4 automatic, you get 4 berths there, and then just the next, whatever teams with the best records after that. But
But it's so funny because I mean, not only that, but in in that division, of course, the most famous rivalry is Saints Falcons. But no one in that division likes each other for any reason. And then the
no,
fact that
yeah,
the last day of the season, you gotta hope, you gotta cheer
yeah,
for one of those teams in order to get into the playoff. And it comes down to those two teams that hate each other the most in the division to determine who goes on to represent the division in the playoff. Crazy. But yeah, definitely the most NFC South thing ever. Not the ideal way to get into the playoffs, but hell, I don't think anybody
hey,
thought Carolina would be in the playoff hunt. So kudos to them. Bryce Young has evolved. Would like to see him continue that maturation. He seems to have a good relationship with McMillan, the wide receiver from Arizona. They seem to found some. So I mean, they have a great running back room. So there's some. The defense is stout at times. So I mean, there are some good signs in Carolina that I don't think we thought were there.
yeah. If
So
they could just keep adding to that roster, beef up that line, maybe get another receiver, solid number 2 guy there.
they had some solid wins this season.
Yeah. And Bryce has really shown a couple times why he's a number 1 pick. He's been inconsistent still, but hey, he's in the
Games.
playoffs, and
He is in
that's
the
all that
playoffs.
matters at the end of the day.
He is in the playoffs with a home game, and you never
Yeah,
know.
exactly. The other spot was up for grabs.
Mhm.
In the most AFC North thing possible, the Steelers and
Um,
Ravens played for the title. It was actually the first time they've ever had a win or go home game in the regular season between the two. And the Steelers took it off a missed field goal by Ravens rookie kicker Tyler Loop after Steelers kicker Chris Boswell missed an extra point that gave the Ravens an opening. Lamar Jackson struggled through, playing through a back injury. Didn't look terrible, but also wasn't spectacular. Didn't need to be in the first half. Derrick Henry
no,
ran for over 100 yards in the first half alone.
it was
And then got the ball 5 times in the second half. We'll talk about that.
yeah.
But MVP, world beater Lamar showed up in the fourth quarter, just made absolutely outstanding plays. 2 50-plus yard touchdown passes to give the team the lead. The defense promptly gave them up. Kyle Hamilton got injured on like the 5th play of the half, collided with his own teammate, was ruled out with a concussion. And before that, the Steelers' offense could do shit. They were averaging like 2.9 yards a play or something I saw. And
Yeah.
after Kyle Hamilton goes out, just shows you how important he is to that defense.
Oh, wow.
Aaron Rodgers and that Steelers' offense finally woke up. They were hitting some downfield throws.
Aaron Rodgers looked like peak Aaron Rodgers for part of that fourth
Yeah,
quarter.
it did. And then, but even still, then he gave the Steelers a lead, and then Lamar got the ball, and then on a 4th down play, just did Lamar things, hit Isaiah Likely
Dude, that
deep.
Isaiah Likely catch was phenomenal. That was just
Yeah,
phenomenal. Play.
absolutely, yeah, outstanding
It was
catch.
really game time at that point.
Fingertip catch while jumping, falling backwards, gets hit in the hands, holds onto the ball. And then, like I said, Tyler Luke misses the 44-yard field goal to win. Can't blame him. Yeah, obviously you want to hit that, but it's tough. It's just another heartbreaking end to a season for the Ravens. Lamar
Kind of
gives
the
his
same
effort.
story though for you guys. Though is I know for you guys the most frustrating part. Another defensive meltdown.
Yeah, another defensive meltdown, another player that's not Lamar losing it after he puts him in a position to win. So first, anybody that wants to put in that game with Lamar can kiss my ass because he did everything he could in that 4th quarter to give that team that win. John Harbaugh needs to answer some questions why he was sitting on his timeouts on that last drive. We could have gone a little further. There's granted, Lamar bailed him out early in that 4th quarter, but we had that 2nd, 3rd, and 2 where Ronnie Stanley got that illegal formation penalty because he's lined up too far back. Well, if we're running Derrick Henry on that down, he's Ronnie Stanley's not going to be cheating back there to try to get that extra step on the defender.
How they get away from the run, I don't know.
I don't know either. And then I just on that last play after the Likely catch, he lets the clock run down to 12 seconds and then has Lamar just center it, take a knee. First of all, why do you have timeouts? Why do you run the clock down that far?
They had 2 timeouts, didn't they?
Yeah, they had 2 timeouts, and he lets the clock run down 12 seconds, takes the timeout then.
You run the play because that's probably going to get you to about 12 seconds if you run the play there. And then
I'd about to say either hurry up, spike it, or hurry up, run a play, or call the timeout as soon as the play's over, and then you have 30-some, whatever it was, seconds left to work with a couple plays and a timeout. Or even then, with the 12 seconds, instead of having Lamar just kneel the ball, why not run Derrick Henry? He was averaging like 5-6 yards a clip. Get 5 yards closer, or hell, who knows? It's Derrick Henry. He might break a run and score a touchdown.
It's late in
and
the
then
game.
all of a sudden,
you're tired. You don't know.
Yeah, defense is tired. They don't want to tackle him. I just can't. He's got to go. It just needs to be the end of the John Harbaugh era because it's the same thing year after year after year now, and
It's old. Yeah.
it's getting old. If you're a Ravens fan, it's frustrating. It's heartbreaking. We're wasting Lamar Jackson, and we can't do that much longer. He's asked for a trade before. We can't risk that again. He did that, and then we finally went out and got an offensive coordinator that remembered that he could throw the ball really well, and he's put up. Obviously battled injuries this season, but the past 2 seasons were some of the best seasons quarterbacks have ever done. So I don't know. That's another team that, much like Alabama, they need to retool the offensive line. That's first and foremost. John Harbaugh's got to go. Second, offensive line's got to be rebuilt. You have to protect Lamar.
Absolutely.
You have to get him more help. You have to get a solid number 2 receiver. I love DeAndre Hopkins, but he's not at that point in his career anymore. Rashad Bateman has just not shown he's not that guy, unfortunately. Zay Flowers is still there. I mean, big catches, 2 big touchdowns, getting behind the defense wide open.
I always thought Bateman was going to be that guy. I liked him in Minnesota. I thought he was going to be a star in the league. I don't know what's really happened.
I don't know if it's just because he's definitely flashed it at times, but and I really like that pick, but just inconsistent. Who knows? Maybe he could be. Receivers are weird like that. There's some of those guys that take 4 or 5 seasons and then all of a sudden they click. But he's not a number 1 guy, but I guess he could still be a number 2. But why not go out and just get yourself a guy can be a solid number 2?
Absolutely.
But first and foremost, it's in the trenches. You got to fix that offensive line, and then you got to address the secondary. But trading for Gilman, the safety from LA, early in the season, that really opened up some things. Ardarius Washington spent most of the season injured. He came back late, but obviously he wasn't in 100%. So getting him 100% next year would be great. So you have 3 great safeties. You can move Kyle Hamilton around.
Yeah.
Nate Wiggins, he's that dude. He's going to be a number one corner in the league. As much as I love Marlon Humphrey, he's not there anymore, man.
Yeah.
He's not at that point in his career where he needs to be an every down player.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just can't take this team seriously if John Harbaugh is back again next year, and I'm afraid he will be. I'm sure
Yeah.
they'll come up with some excuse as to why it wasn't his fault, but I don't. You know, what did they say? Definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and
Over
expecting
and
new results.
over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. I
uh,
mean, it's not, at some point you have to pull. Like, I know it sounds crazy because I know people will look into, oh, he wins games.
mhm,
And I get that. But yeah, at some point you just have to make that change because people, fans spend, especially the fans that go to games, they spend way too much money to see the same heartbreak every year.
mhm,
That's for any NFL team when they're in that type of situation. As a Cowboy fan, my last almost 25 years have been heartbreak after heartbreak,
and
same a different
I mean,
day.
yeah,
So I understand where you guys are at right now. And he's done phenomenal things. I mean, he's won Super Bowls, he's been to Super Bowls. So, I
mhm,
mean, but yeah, at some point you just have to say, hey, we don't want to fire you, but I mean, when you could step down, well, you could say whatever you
mhm.
want to say, but we just have to. It's just
A
time.
fresh start. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just a fresh start. You just
I
need a
mean,
new set of eyes. I mean,
you could, hey, you could step down. I'm sure you could probably get a job in a second. I'm sure one of these teams looking for a
oh
coach right now would love to get John Harbaugh.
yeah, yeah, and it's not
Maybe
like, yeah,
for
he's
him,
gonna be out of
a
work. Yeah.
new spot might be good for him. Who knows?
Exactly, and the best parallel for this is Andy Reid in Philly. And, he didn't
Yeah,
win
I
the Super
mean,
Bowl there like Harbaugh did, but he took him there a couple
he
times,
got
and
there. And he was
yeah,
the most when he left. He was the most hated dudes in Philadelphia. They couldn't
mm-hmm,
wait to get rid of Andy Reid.
mm-hmm,
So I mean, and he went into a great situation, and now
mm-hmm,
he's completely changed his whole dynamic of what people think of Andy Reid. He's
mm-hmm.
considered one of the greatest coaches in the game now.
Yeah, yeah, and it worked out for both. Philly's
Oh,
got two
absolutely.
Super Bowl titles without him. Andy Reid's
And
got
then
what,
see what
three
Kansas City has
in
done.
Kansas
They
City.
turned into a
Yeah,
dynasty. So I mean, it worked out well for all involved. So I mean, yeah, in a sense, he was kind of because he kept going to NFC Championship game after NFC Championship game
yeah. He went
and
like what,
lose.
5 straight times at one
Yeah,
point. Yeah.
and then he also had one Super Bowl with To and them. But yeah, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
people were pissed that he kept going in NFC title games and losing. So I mean, so sometimes you just have to be brave, make that move. It may people might look at it and say that's weird, but sometimes you just have to do it. You know, and if it doesn't work, you know,
Yeah.
but you at least have to at least make that move at some point because uh, yeah, like you said, you're wasting Lamar's years. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
my goodness, you don't get a player like that very often in your franchise history that's just that electric.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to put him in the best situation to win. I mean, and there's 100 coaches who would love to be in Baltimore. So I mean, it's not if that job opens up. I mean, it's going to be a bunch of great candidates.
Mm-hmm.
You would think so. I, yeah, I would. Yeah, if you're, what is it, Eric DaCosta? Or is he the owner?
Yeah,
Or,
he's a GM. GM. Yeah.
yeah. So him and the owner, I mean, they might have to bite that bullet and make that move.
I'm about to say, and if you know Ravens inside stuff, it's going to have to be on Steve Bisciotti, the owner, because Eric DeCosta
Something,
and John
yeah,
Harbaugh are good friends. I think they're like neighbors or something crazy, even like
yeah,
so.
that'll be
But
both
if
of
you're
them.
Steve Bisciotti, you've
You
gotta
got to
see
make
this now. Just be like, all right, man, it's been a great. I mean, he's been here
a
what
great time.
since '08 was John Harbaugh's first season.
Yeah.
So
So it's been
17
almost 20.
seasons. Yeah,
I mean, in today's NFL, he's pretty much, it seemed like 100 years because the way
yeah. I mean, yeah.
coaches move. I mean, it's been a phenomenal run. A lot of great things have happened, but hey, It's time for everybody just to get a fresh start somewhere else.
Hmm.
What happens?
Yeah, but yeah. So we'll see what happens there. As far as the playoffs go, Denver and the AFC is your one seed. A great season by them. Questions on what their offense can do in a Super
Right.
Bowl run, but that defense is absolutely legit. Your two seed, the New England Patriots, they'll take on seven seed, the Chargers. Your three seed, talk about turnaround, Jacksonville. The Jags just looking great, clinch that AFC
Come on,
South. The
football.
three seed, they will host the Bills and Josh Allen, who last game at Highmark Stadium
Yeah,
yesterday broke out the old red helmets. Man, I love those unis. That look, red helmets,
that's
blue
yeah,
jerseys. Yeah.
phenomenal.
And then, of course, your the Steelers will host the Texans, who are just as hot as any team right now.
Yeah, I was like,
Uh,
ooh, that's a tough
mhm.
host.
That
I
is.
know.
That's a tough. Over on the other side, Seattle is your one seed after their win on Saturday over San Francisco.
A dominant
Uh,
win, honestly. I know they had those injuries, but this year, and this time of the
mm,
year, there's so many injuries. Like, I get,
yeah,
Leonard Williams being out was a big thing, but
yeah,
they look good.
yeah.
They went into San Francisco and won
Hmm.
convincingly.
Yeah, knocked them around. The Bears are your two seed, and they will face longtime rival Packers as the seventh seed. The Eagles, your three seed, they'll host those 49ers. And then we mentioned our Bryce Young, the Panthers, they get to host the Rams, so, unfortunately for them.
Yeah, that's
That's
probably
a
the
rough
worst
take.
matchup for them, I think.
That's probably my pick to come out the NFC right there. I think the Rams. I know they sputtered here and there, but I think they get Devontae Adams back healthy. I think that is
Yeah.
a dangerous, dangerous team.
There are a few
Um,
special teams plays from being the one seed.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So
Um,
yeah, I mean they're definitely. I mean they probably have the MVP
hmm.
quarterback with them. Their offense, phew,
Yeah,
phenomenal.
yeah.
I
Uh,
mean
AFC, I have no idea. I
the
I just can't get a read on. Yeah.
AFC is a wild. It's open. Nothing would really shock me, honestly.
No, honestly, the only one that would shock me, and it's a little bit of my Ravens fan, but the Steelers, just because I mean
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
Aaron Rodgers
Can
got
they
it, but yeah,
can they put it together for 4 games?
yeah, I don't know if they can do it 4 games in a row. That's my thing
Yeah,
there. He can definitely two or
make the
three
Super.
maybe, but I don't know. Yeah.
If he goes on the run and wins, if he goes on the road and
Mm.
and at that point you retire, right? Because
Oh
that's just
yeah,
a
yeah.
phenomenal story. But I just don't know if they have it. And boy, they're playing a red hot Texans team. That
Mm-hmm.
defense, I don't know if Pittsburgh's been able to move the ball at all. Honestly,
Mm-mm.
like it's gonna
No.
be Aaron Rodgers might have a very long day. But you never know, just because it's been a wild year. I will say though, something tells me this is Mike Tomlin's last season.
Mm.
I've never seen that man more emotional going into a game and after
Mm.
getting that win Sunday than what he showed. He's a pretty somber, even kill dude. I've never
Mm-hmm.
seen him that hype. He was into it. He almost felt like that was could have been his last game if they had lost. So makes you
Yeah,
wonder.
it's a yeah. The AFC North is the division of long tenured coaches. You know, Tomlin's the longest in the NFL, and Harbaugh's second right behind him.
Mhm.
Zach Taylor, he'll be coming back for his eighth or ninth season in Cincinnati. The Browns did get rid of Kevin Stefanski,
Yeah.
so but he was there
But
for six or so
I mean,
seasons.
I
So
could be reading it wrong, but it just seemed like from what I saw my Tomlin going into this week, and he was seemed way more emotionally.
hmm.
He's always invested, but he's a very calm, cool, collected dude. He seemed pretty hype, so I don't know if he's kind of feeling that this might be the end of his tenure, which has been a hell of a tenure. I mean, the man has not had a losing season yet.
Hmm.
But had some, I guess, some downtime as far as how far they go once they make the playoff. But
Hmm.
it'd be interesting. But yeah, that's a tough ass to beat this Houston team. that defense is lights out.
Yeah. No, yeah. So we will see there. But yeah, either way, just a great first round matchups there all around. I
A
mean,
lot of good games.
like I said,
I
yeah,
mean, you get
Aaron
a
Aaron
Bears.
Rodgers, the old gunslinger against that Texans
Yeah,
defense. You got Josh Allen against Trevor Lawrence. There's Josh Allen tries to get his going, but the Bills are going to have to do it on the road if they do it. You
and
got the
that's the thing.
resurgent. Yeah, go ahead.
No, that's the interesting thing because everybody was saying, "Oh, the Josh Allen doesn't have to face Patrick, doesn't have to face Lamar." But honestly, there's some great ass young teams, coming up. I mean, the Bills are good, but honestly, if they do make the Super Bowl, this might be Josh Allen's greatest run because this offense, his receivers and everything, it might be his worst
I
talent
about to
around
say, yeah.
of the
And
time.
that, speaking of
I
teams that
mean, the
yeah
running
need
game
a
is phenomenal, but
oh yeah
that,
James Cook won the rushing title.
yeah,
Yeah.
phenomenal running back, of course. But that receiver core is average at best.
Yeah, they just do not have a number one. They
Keon
defense
Coleman
is good
sucks.
at times, and defense been kind of up and down. Yeah, Keon Coleman has not lived up to expectation.
No,
You got the resurgent Patriots as a 2 seed there.
they're playing great
They're yeah,
ball.
they're great ball,
Jacksonville just a
great coach.
phenomenal. Where did that even come from? I mean, it seemed like they were dead in the water. As a thing, Liam Cohen, man, this man came out of nowhere. I mean, he was with the OC in Kentucky for a little bit and been around, but just a young dude too. I mean, who knows what the Jaguars might turn into? Obviously, Trevor Lawrence is figure things out, and he's for the first time kind of turned into the Trevor Lawrence everybody expected at Clemson. So, man, that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Great story.
And
Yeah, but man, that coach of the year is that coach of the year is gonna be tough because obviously he's in it. Liam Cohen's in it. Of course,
Vrabel in New England's in it.
Vrabel's in it,
Yeah.
and of course, Ben Johnson's in it. I mean,
In
for
Chicago,
Chicago,
yeah.
that's I don't know. I mean, you can't really. It's one of the things. Whoever wins out of those three, I would think that would be your three. I mean, you made the right choice, no matter how you voted. I mean, all
I'm about to
three
say,
from
yeah, you got, I mean, hell, Sean Payton taking
Denver.
Denver to a number one seed. Mike McDonald, a guy who a lot of Ravens fans wish was our coach.
Dude, I'm just
Uh,
yeah. I mean,
it's taking Seattle to a number one seed. I mean, Dave
just
Canales in
how
Carolina taking to the playoffs. I mean,
there's a lot
man,
of great
yeah,
stories, a lot of
yeah.
great coaching performances, a lot of teams that came out of nowhere where we didn't expect to be as good as they've become, and a lot of teams that underachieved based on what we thought they were. We have a playoff with no Lamar Jackson, no Patrick Mahomes. I mean, that in itself is strange. No Chiefs at all. I mean, we've seen them run the NFL for almost a decade now. I mean, it's been
I
a
mean, this will be the
phenomenal.
first AFC title game without Kansas City since like 2018, something
Yeah.
like 7 seasons, something crazy like that.
So it's been crazy. I mean, there's so many great stories in NFL. I mean, obviously, neither one of us have a dog in the fight per se.
Yeah,
We don't. I mean, I'm sure we have some teams we'd like to see lose along the way,
I
but
was
I
about
mean,
to say, probably as we're sitting here, as long as it ain't the Steelers or the Eagles, I'm pretty sure.
Steelers, myself, just old school. I mean, it's not so much a rivalry anymore. When I was a kid, though, Cowboys 49ers was everything.
Oh man,
I mean,
yeah.
when they get it together, I mean, it's still there, but I don't ever want to see them get to six before us. So
Oh
and
man,
that's
yeah.
I mean, I don't know who I would see win that game. I mean, I would consider that's a game, but yeah, no, just phenomenal overall playoff. I mean, and if it's anything like what the majority of the regular season has been, I think we're in for something great. Yeah, but,
No, yeah, it should absolutely be a spectacular playoffs that start Saturday, of course. Let's see elsewhere in the sports world. Bama hoops, good week or good break, beating Yale, and then open SEC play with a really good win over Kentucky.
Oh, we're good. Shot the ball well.
Played good
And we have
defense. Kentucky made a second half run, but we didn't let them get
stood it,
completely back in it. Yeah.
kept it double digits, and the three ball was falling. Hell, even Noah Williamson had a double 10 points. So, I mean, he got involved. So that was good to see because he's kind of been a disappointment this year. So that was really good to see him get involved. And, for, the same as any year, when that three balls falling, man, we could beat everything and everybody. We have a big game coming up on Wednesday, going to Vandy. So,
Yeah.
we're undefeated.
Memorial Coliseum.
And we're undefeated right now in the season. So that'll be a interesting game there.
Yeah. Yeah. Always Memorial Coliseum. Hate it. But yeah, that's heating up. Conference play in college basketball heating up now.
Yeah,
NBA, great slate of Christmas Day games.
yeah.
That was a
Lot
fun.
more games.
Yeah. That's starting. We'll start hearing a lot more about trade deadline stuff now. The big news today was Trey Young
So, yeah.
said he is seeking a trade.
Sounds like we're trying to move AD, but he wants to stay in Dallas. But who wants Anthony Davis? I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll hear some rumblings about
Yeah,
Zion or whoever. And man,
yeah,
I always see all these articles, people trying to go after Trey Murphy, Herb Jones. Man, stay away. Herb's been a little, not the best year. He's regressed a little on offense and hasn't been his old self on defense. But man, y'all stay away from Herb and Trey
yeah,
Murphy.
yeah.
Anyone else on that roster, I
Those
honestly,
are
I
those
don't care.
cornerstone. Yeah, those are those
Yeah,
guys.
yeah,
There's certain guys you never want to lose.
yeah. But yeah, so we'll see that talk will ratchet up. We'll probably see maybe some Major League Baseball free agents sign in, but that usually gets a little closer to spring training before we see that really heat up. We've seen a couple here and there. A couple of these Japanese stars have signed.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Anything else in the sports world you want to touch on?
Oh wow. No, I mean I'm trying to think. I guess Alabama women. I was a little disappointed. We went 14-0 going in to SEC play. Took a tough loss at South Carolina on New Year's, kind of the same time as Alabama's in the Rose Bowl having problems. So it was a bad day, but good bounce back yesterday against Arkansas. They almost
Dominant win over the Hogs. Yeah.
yeah, about 30-point win. Actually, it was I saw like the first time since like '96 they beat Arkansas and Coleman. I thought, wow.
Oh,
That
wow,
was a
crazy.
weird
Yeah.
stat, but hey, that was a good win for them. Good bounce back win. Obviously, the biggest disappointment, I guess, but we'll continue to get better. Is we're still not at that elite level. Obviously, with the Texas, South Carolina, maybe even LSU. Even though LSU's 0-2 to start a conference play,
I'm about to
but
say LSU upset loss to Kentucky.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then they lost yesterday too, to
I did.
Vanderbilt at the
I was about to
buzzer.
say, yeah, that the Kentucky one was pretty funny. Lane Kiffin showed
Yeah,
up.
man, Kiffin showed up.
Big deal. Him there instead of at the Sugar Bowl and all that, and then Kentucky hitting that shot to win.
So maybe that's signs for the future. Who
Yeah,
knows?
and then
But
and of course Black Monday today in the NFL.
oh yeah,
Cardinals fired their coach Pete Carroll, done after 1 year in
dude, the
Las
Raiders. They
Vegas.
just what are the Raiders looking for? I don't know at this point.
I
Because
don't
every year
know.
they're firing their head coach.
I mean, I think it's probably right to move on from
Right,
Pete
but I'm
Carroll. It
saying
was
they
not there
might as
this year.
well.
Yeah, but
They
this
must have
is
kept
the
for for
fourth
what the
fourth
season was.
fourth straight season now. Next year will be that the Raiders start with a new coach.
Yeah, they could have kept Antonio for this.
Yeah,
Like
right,
he could have
exactly.
did this. But
Raheem
Stefan,
Morris out in Atlanta. Yeah, we mentioned Stefanski out in Cleveland. Raheem
I
Morris
was
out
kind of
in.
shocked that the Falcons seem to be kind of getting it together, and they fired the GM and the coach.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a little what we want to happen in Baltimore. The just complacency, like they're like, all right, it hasn't been good enough. So
Yeah, but I mean, it was only 2 years, and they were starting. I didn't
Uh,
necessarily like that one, but yeah, I
the
mean, I
Titans
guess
Titans will be
already
looking for a coach, right? Because they fired theirs during the season.
they're
Same
talking
thing with the
about
Giants. Yeah.
yeah, and they're talking to Raheem. I guess the Titans are already interviewing Raheem Morris.
Hmm. Interesting. Yeah.
The only thing
Uh,
I don't like about the NFL, and it seems to be, and then those are the teams that seem to fail continuously. The NFL recycles too many damn coaches.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, Kevin Stefanski had a pretty average, if that, if you can even call it average in Cleveland. But yet he's already on a couple of the teams that are looking for coaches list.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, I don't. If I'm a fan of a team that's looking for a new coach and it's already bad enough, and that's who you bring in, I'm pissed. Like, what?
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing? Why did we fire our coach and bring in Kevin Stefanski?
Yeah.
Like, what are we?
Uh,
Why? Why?
yeah. I'd.
Give me somebody
Yeah.
like. Give me
It is
somebody
a.
new. Like you look at Jacksonville, somebody new. You know, Liam
Mm-hmm.
Cohen, a young guy, new. You know, when the Rams are coming up, they went new. When um, San Francisco, they went young guy new. Well,
Mm-hmm.
so I mean, at some point, get a the newer name, uh, because recycling all these coaches is not the way to go anymore.
No. Yeah.
Get some new blood in there. Get some young people in there with some new, fresh ideas because
Mm-hmm.
it works.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's the other thing we missed. Miles Garrett is the new single season sack king.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, 23 and a half sacks, I believe. Is
The
that what
only
he
thing
finished
going,
with?
yeah, the only thing going in Cleveland this
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
season.
yeah, exactly.
Get that man out of Cleveland. I know he'll never be out of there, but man, let him go out on with the winning team.
I about to
Right?
say, I'm sure any number of teams would love to have him, but I'm sure the
Yeah,
price would
be
be high, high,
ridiculous.
high.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh
all right,
man.
which probably means he is a Dallas Cowboy next year, and you guys don't have draft picks for the next 5 years.
Yeah. Though I will say, I would, based upon how he played this year, I would like to bring back the, how, why can't I think of his name? It slipped my mind. Hopefully, we'll bring the South Carolina. Oh, man, I can't
Oh,
remember.
Jadavian Clowney.
Yes. He played pretty well for being 32.
Man, he had that season in Baltimore a couple years ago when he got like 8 or 9 sacks, and he has obviously has not lived up to the
All right.
otherworldly hype he had, coming out of South Carolina. But he has been nothing if not a steady player in his NFL career, and he's absolutely still can contribute to
Yeah,
these teams. Oh, sorry,
he
there's
definitely can. He definitely could.
Ravens highlights on the TV
Yeah,
again. Ugh.
gotta
Uh,
turn it.
yeah, turn
But,
away, just turn away.
yeah,
But yeah,
but
no, yeah, go ahead.
no, but I would say, like, as far as the Cowboys, obviously, man, just fire Eberflus. I mean, that overall defense was trash. It was
Mm-hmm.
horrible. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, and of course, we ran, obviously, the time with Trayvon Diggs ran out.
Mm-hmm.
He had a great start. Things kind of just didn't go towards the end. I mean,
Where
obviously,
did he?
he's in,
Somebody picked him up.
he's in,
Green
he's
Bay, is
in.
that it? Yeah, he joined Micah in Green Bay, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, when that happened, I think I posted about it. I said, watch him have a resounding come back
Co-
and be a
Come
great
back, yeah.
player again. It would
Pick
make
six.
sense. But there's so much to
Um,
fix in Dallas. But that's nothing new. But the one bad thing is that at times the offense was so good that the defense had even had a pulse. We'd be in
mm-hmm.
the playoffs right now. But hey, what can you do except get better on the defensive end? Get a new defensive coordinator.
Fix the secondary. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Um,
secondary is atrocious. But obviously, I mean, Dak, I mean, for coming back from the injuries and everything, I mean, he led the league in passing. For what's that worth? Means that we We're down a lot, but um, yeah. So we'll see what we do with that, but I don't know. But there's despite that, I don't expect much from the Cowboys anymore. But man, I'm happy with where the playoffs are at because I think it's gonna be
Hmm.
a we're gonna have a quite a run to the Super Bowl. I think. I think
Yeah,
about it.
no, I think it's gonna be it's gonna be a fun NFL playoff.
Yeah,
Um, one more, I guess the last sports thing that I can think of now, sports related thing at least. ESPN. It is now January. That means it is Royal Rumble month. That
yes,
means I
get it
need
done.
you to get this YouTube TV
I
thing
got
done.
this. I have to watch this. So Monday Night Raw, the Netflix anniversary. See what happened on there.
Oh yeah, I got
It's
to.
on my replay. Well, championship match. CM
Hmm.
Punk.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really watched too much since about Survivor Series or so, but I do not miss Royal Rumbles. Uh,
Yeah, get it.
as
That
my
like either A, figure it out. B,
hmm
like it's got to be some. There's got to be something you can put on people's accounts that allows them access. I know it
yeah,
is.
it's got to send us a code or something like that. You know that.
Something that allows you. Something that allows you to get access. I know it's out there. I know it
Hmm.
is. It's 2025. Technology is through the roof. It's a way
Hmm.
to let everybody who should have access to those type of things have the access. To
Hmm.
say, oh, it's coming sometime in 2026. In today's world, that's not good enough, honestly.
No. Yeah.
We're paying 80 some dollars a month for all the services. I want all the services.
Yeah.
I get it's
Exactly.
like you can
Yeah.
watch wrestling, but I mean, there's other stuff that you can do with the everything on the ESPN thing.
Hmm.
So, yeah, but I mean, if we're paying for it, then we should have access, and it's coming. What's the delay for?
Exactly. Like I don't need the full integration into YouTube TV yet. Like that's awesome. I can't wait for that. That's going to be
But I
great.
don't need that right now.
Yeah, I don't need that. I just need to be able to log into ESPN and say have a YouTube TV membership. So let
Yeah.
me watch the Royal Rumble. Damn it.
Let me watch any other wrestling pay
Yeah,
per views that I want to
yeah.
watch
It's bad
because it was
enough that
beautiful
it's
when it
in
was on
Saudi
Peacock.
Arabia this year, and
Yeah.
it's going to be at 1 in the morning or whatever stupid time it'll
I
be.
mean, because Peacock had a beautiful thing going.
Yeah, yeah, right. Uh, yeah, I miss the days of
I just want to
Peacock
get
and
back
in
to
the
that.
in the old WWE network. Yeah, where it's just
This,
sign in,
this,
watch.
like, if they had gotten it and just followed that model, it'd been phenomenal. They still have
Yeah.
the opportunity to do that. Just let me have access to it because things are getting better. I mean, we have a lot of young talent in wrestling coming up, so I think wrestling is definitely a good spot.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to be able to watch it. I mean, the fan, because the rhythm, it's like with anything. The only people hurt by not being able to watch are the fans who are the most loyal and who should be taken care of the most. Because without the
Mm-hmm.
fans, just like anything else, there's no success. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
most of us are already priced out of live events. So at least let
Mm-hmm.
us get the damn thing that we're paying for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that does it for me. If you ain't have nothing else,
Did have one
uh,
other thing, just to toot my own
okay,
horn. I'm not going to
go
win
ahead.
the overall thing, but on the Eliminator Challenge, if you've ever played where you pick a team every week and
Mm-hmm.
only use it one time throughout, I did go 18-0 this year.
Oh, damn.
And the
That's very.
tiebreaker for the overall prize, I think, comes down to your entire points of differential and wins, which I'm a little out of that. But I still went 18-0. I never
Hey,
thought that would happen.
nah, man, that's tough. I flamed out in like week 5 this year. I think my best I've made is like 13, 14,
Yeah,
somewhere around
I
there.
made
Yeah.
it like before this. I made it maybe to week 6.
Yeah.
This year I
Um,
kept going. I had some very tough. Week 2 I almost went out because the Cowboys almost lost to the Giants. Had to hit
mm,
that crazy ass comeback. I mean, I've had some real crazy games, and the craziest is last week. I almost, because I was scared because it was either I was going the Bengals. It was the Bengals Cardinals or Bengals Titans. I guess whoever the Bengals were playing in
I
Week
think the
17.
Cardinals. I think they're
Yeah,
playing the
and
Cardinals.
I was like, the Bengals are, and I almost switched it to Steelers Browns and went with the Steelers. And I was like, no, Cleveland get for whatever reason late in the season always beats Pittsburgh or Baltimore. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, for no reason at all in the world other than this just to be an ass. So I was like, so I kept with that, and then luckily this week the Jaguars are my week 18, and then
Yeah.
no sweat at all with the
Yeah, it's a
win there.
solid. Yeah, easy there.
Yeah. So, but
Um,
uh, I
nah,
was happy for myself because I mean I never thought I would see it today.
no, yeah, that's tough, man. I mean, I did the NFL pick 'em this year. And I think I finished one game below 500, and I was
Yeah.
still in like the 88th percentile or something.
Yeah.
That shows you how tough it is
Mhm.
to do that on a weekly basis. Yeah, should note congratulations to Adam Morrow, fellow Alabama taker. Of course, one of the co-hosts of Taking It Down. He is our Alabama Take Fantasy League champion. Disappointed my team decided not to show up last week in the semis because my score this week would have beaten both teams in the final. So,
Of course.
so it goes. Yeah, right. Of course,
Life
third
for
place.
fantasy
But
sports. Mhm.
I did send the league a message telling Blaine that he needs to shorten the season by 1 week next year. So
So
we
you
don't play
never meet
the title game in week
week
18 with all
18
the
and you
practice
never know
squad
who.
guys.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might
But
be
yeah, so
good.
congratulations, Adam. Enjoy
Yeah.
your title. Can't wait to see what weird rule Blaine finds next year. Always some funky scoring thing
Absolutely.
he finds in this league.
Absolutely.
But that will do it for us, folks. As always, thank you for listening. Subscribe, rate us, like us, do whatever your podcast platform asks you to do. Tell your friends about us, tell your rich friends about us. If you want to sponsor us, holler at us. You can follow us. Hey. You can find us on all the socials at Taking On Sports. You can find Greg writing on Bama Hammer. You could check out the AlabamaTake.com. I know there's a couple year-end lists coming up. I think maybe even a couple year-ahead previews now for what to look for coming up in 2026. You can also check out, obviously, all the other Alabama Take family of podcasts going on. And if you have an idea for a podcast or even writing you want, just hit the Alabama Take at gmail.com. Talk to Blaine, pitch your idea. We'll get you on there. Other than that, folks, keep it done up real good yourselves out there. Happy New Year, everybody. Greg, buddy. I'll see you next time.
Sir.